Do you have any idea of what the next large crypto narrative pump will be caused from? Well, I'm going to tell you the answer right now. It's AI. And in this video, I want to actually cover the reasons why AI is going to be something like we saw back in 2021, where we had DeFi summer. DeFi altcoins in the first wave of the bull run went parabolic, and thus pulling the market up with it. Now, I think this is going to happen here with AI very soon. Matter of fact, in the next couple of days, and there are a few events on the horizon that will help, I believe, push it above the rest of the market and therefore make us squillions. Now, what is the first particular event? Well, it's happening in a few days here. Nvidia is expected to release its earnings report. Now, the last 4 quarters, right, way back in April of 2023, right up until the last quarter gone, it has been increasing its revenue, EPS, right, which is basically the earnings per share. So what this indicates is that they sometimes forecast, expected, the earnings per share, and then the reported, so the actual earnings per share every single quarter. It gives the sort of investor some idea on how much money they're sort of making along the way and basically the quality of the investment, more or less. But in this case, as you can see here, the EPS has been pretty substantially high the last 4 quarters gone. And again, this one is expected to be at 5.57, which is again an increase. And a lot of reports have come out suggesting this as well. Now, why is this important? Well, every single time that Nvidia has had an increase in the EPS, it's a positive thing for the price of crypto, okay? Altcoins, particularly AI altcoins, have soared from that particular point in time. And given the fact that the market right now is looking really juicy, well, that gives me ever more of a reason as to why, as long as we continue to the upside and break past the current levels of resistance, we're going to have a pretty sizable jump, I think, soon here for AI altcoins. Not just this, but we've come over to June here. We can see AI is the second recently trending narrative, right behind Oracle, which is quite interesting, but just ahead of DePIN. Now, we know the effects of AI and DePIN and what they kind of do together, being the power duo of the bull run. You have AI and DePINs kind of pumping at the same time, and most of these AI coins are somewhat DePIN related as well. So this has given me so much strength into, as long as we remain positive for this part of the cycle, we're going to see some massive runs. Not just this, of course, but as you guys know, AI altcoins as a narrative have been one of the top performers, actually just behind the top performer, which is meme coins, okay? So these guys are up about 3.5x respectively in the last 3 months, whereas meme coins are about a whole X above that, okay? But I'd rather speculate more on AI coins because they just have more substance. Not just this, of course, but I also have my report here I've pulled in from my own price prediction sheet. I'll be building this out here very soon, breaking down each narrative in terms of the current dominance gain on the market. This isn't the same as this chart right here, which looks at the performance per coin in terms of multiples made. This looks at the market dominance gain, which is an even more strong index. Basically, it's the relative strength index versus the market, okay? So this is very good to see that on average, these top AI coins are up 2.5x on the market. So if the market, if this was zero, okay, if this didn't move up a single percentage, that would mean it's moving with the market going up, okay, which is, of course, a fine sign to see. But the fact that it's actually gaining on the market, again, relative strength, is just, again, so much better than just moving up with the market. It's, again, overshadowing the market. Now, the second catalyst here is the fact that OpenAI is looking to launch ChatGPT 5. Now, this, as we'll see in a second here, every single time they upgrade the OpenAI software from 3.5 to 4, now to 5, we see a huge uptick in the interest in AI in general, okay, which of course carries across over to crypto, because the more people interested in AI in the world, people in crypto get really hyped up and kind of overzealous, and they want to buy AI altcoins, okay? So we can see here a few massive updates in this one, much, much larger of a jump than any sort of version before it. They're looking to basically include AI agent. So some of my picks here in a second will include AI agent picks to kind of speculate on this being a part of the so-called narrative as this comes out. Now, this is expected in about a month's time, okay? So right in the midsummer for you guys over in the US. They're also looking to launch Sora as well. Now, Sora is like their text to full cinematic video. So you can basically do a full ad or a full 4K high production quality video with just typing it out. And this is all coming very soon, guys. Massively bullish. And again, every time I do an update, you can see here, 30th of November, 2022, we see a massive spike in the interest of AI on Google Trends. And you can go down this list and have a look at all their launch dates, and they all have a substantial uptick in this overall interest in, again, the whole entire market, all right? Now, as a market itself, AI actually isn't really that big, I guess you could say, right? The current market cap is only $39 billion. And at that, they're kind of stretching a few of these, not really being full AI coins, in my opinion. That, of course, including injective protocol. So I believe that's even a bit more of a stretch. And if we kind of compare that market cap just to Nvidia, I mean, it dwarfs it. Nvidia's market cap right now is literally higher than the entire crypto market cap. So for me, personally speaking, I think that AI has a long way to go. And the fact that we have so much money just sitting around in this space ready to be thrown in, I guess it's ever more evident, right? We have a look at the dot-com boom back in the mid to late 2000s and just how much speculation was involved in that. And that was the traditional stock market. You can only imagine when we have that event happen for AI this time. And then we also have crypto, an even more speculative asset class. I mean, the money is just going to pour in, and I think all of us deep down know that. So what's my first pick on this list today? Well, that is Fetch AI. So Fetch AI, I'm pretty sure you all know, it's one of the largest by market cap in terms of the AI space. I chose this because it is heavy into AI agents. Now, why is this also very important to have on this list? Well, they're merging into ASI, okay, which is the artificial superintelligence coin. They're merging Fetch, Singularity Net, and Ocean Protocol. But Fetch, this particular project here, will keep this sort of, I guess you could say, landing page, right? Fetch is going to stay Fetch. The blockchain itself on Cosmos is going to be the same. They're rebranding to ASI, and Ocean and AGIX will then merge, and they'll mint new tokens for ASI. Some people have speculated that this move might not be good, but I think if you pair this with ChatGPT 5 again coming out in a month here, as well as the Nvidia earning report, so long as, of course, it is good, then I believe you're in for a huge treat with Fetch, okay? Because when this AI token merges, it could slightly dump, I mean, depending on what's the current sentiment in the market, but if it happens after sort of the market begins to pump and after these events happen, I believe Fetch will kind of go up quite a lot. So early entries will, of course, be rewarded on the top side because that merge will just take place on whatever the current price of Fetch is. Now, if you guys don't know what Fetch is, again, it has a high focus on AI agents, okay? And this is what they kind of bring to the table here and their blockchain infrastructure. To the team, ASI will be more of a heavily generalized AI-focused project, integrating, of course, this and Fetch's recent massive $100 million investment fund, where they kind of had a whole bunch of these Nvidia and likewise chips to be able to run these AI models and all that extra demand coming for the AI agents with Singularity Net's rich research and development heritage, right? One of the founders of Singularity Net himself, Ben, he actually pretty much helped create one of the first AI real-life models, Sophia, okay? And also Ocean Protocol's data sharing and monetization. So they're coming together and they're trying to fight the centralized giants out there like OpenAI, for example, in more of an equitable way, right? Opening up this sort of AI model to everyone where you don't have to pay to use it, basically. And that's kind of their sort of motto. Next up is Spectral. Now, this is a super small project. It's 130 million market cap. However, I couldn't be more bullish on a coin. These guys are doing a very similar thing with AI agents, and they do a whole bunch more, okay? I'm actually looking to buy this coin very soon here. I'm kind of worried about making this video because I do notice after some videos with small coins, you guys hear them going to buy a coin and then you just jump into it, which you should never do. This is not financial advice, but it's difficult for me because I'm always trying to buy it. I don't like buying before I make a video because it just makes me feel like I'm kind of like pumping my bags, which I don't do, by the way. Regardless, it's backed by some massive, massive players, and I can show you over here by having a look at them closely, okay? For one, Samsung is involved in this. Galaxy Digital, Mike Novogratz, okay? You guys should know Mike Novogratz. Parafire Capital, Polychain Capital, Circle, yes, that is Circle. I kind of put my emphasis on those guys. I mean, Samsung by far is the biggest here. Jump Capital, I mean, massive, massive players with some pretty huge funding, like roughly speaking about $30 million in total funding, which is just insane. Now, one of the first sort of implementation of their AI agent models will be allowing developers to easily compile code over to different networks. So it does everything. It tests the code for you, finds bugs, self-diagnoses those sort of bugs, and a whole lot more, okay? There's a pretty extensive and, I guess, strong roadmap that is still to come out of these guys. You can see here that they're looking to build right through to Q4 of this year and also into 2025. There's a full dedicated page you can see here to explain all the upgrades they are doing and the different models that they are working with as well. Now, I think if you have a look at this project, by the way, the team is completely all docs with guys from Coinbase over here and the whole works. You're going to be blown away. Like, honestly, it really is a hidden gem, especially in the AI agent game. And personally speaking, when I'm looking at a coin and I see airdrops, which this coin has, to the public, you always get a little bit concerned, because the most paper hands people in crypto that will dump their tokens on you aren't the investors. Those guys have set multiples they're looking for. But who these people are is us, the community. Okay, and these guys had an airdrop, and it is super good to see that about 27% of people that had claimed their airdrop at the very, very start are all out of the picture, right? So they pretty much have basically around 60-ish% of the airdrop recipients still to kind of sell their tokens. But again, most of them were sold over here on launch, as you can see. And the fact that there's only 100 million tokens in supply with currently 10 million out there right now, and the investors not even getting their tokens for another like 11 months or so, it's super bullish. Chances are the market should be over by that time. So we, hopefully at that point, will have sold our highs on Spectral if we are looking to get into it. Again, I am not financial advice, of course, which means we just simply make risk-free money. Well, I should never say risk-free in this crypto space. Risk-free in the sense of investors aren't going to dump on us. And at this point, hopefully most of the community won't either. Now, the last coin on my list today, guys, this should not surprise anyone. It is Render. Now, reason Render's on this list goes even more deeper. It's actually into a third reason here I kind of mentioned before, never really got to, which is this, okay? It's the Apple Developer Conference, right? They call it the WWDC, and it is speculated that Render will have something to do with Apple in this particular conference, okay? There was a bit of hype around this last year. Nothing really came of it. There was no like direct correlation between Render itself and these guys. But I tell you, the parent company does have ties with, you know, pretty much having their particular software on the Apple Store, and there's been some sort of collaboration between the two to some degree. However, again, speculation in this space is how this space runs, okay? Nothing more, nothing less. Most of these tokens are just simply defined as meme coins, and so this has made me very bullish because, again, we should see price react because of this, okay? So this is more of a catalyst in regards to Render itself, but nonetheless a catalyst indeed. So I think the price right now on Render is $10. I personally am looking to get out of Render at $70, but I think Render can go over $100. Now, again, that is my own personal opinion. It is all built on data. It's all built on things like my price prediction sheet. I'm not going to click on it, but it is on this same page. So we've got all the price predictions built on data over there, okay? And forget about data for a second. I mean, if you have a look at who Render is partnered and connected with, like Google over here, this is literally a quote from GTC conference, or Nvidia's sort of conference last year, where this was Jules Urbach, the founder and CEO of Render, quoting Google here, saying bridging A2 instances to Render is game changer, and that's RNDR, that's actually the Render network itself, for ultra high resolution production. And also we have Microsoft as well. We're thrilled to be a part of a Toy's new Render network and deliver enterprise level hybrid GPU cloud rendering with Microsoft Azure. I mean, I don't know how much more bullish you can get than that. And like my good friend Tokenizer said over here on Twitter, by the way, follow me on Twitter, damn it. You have unlimited information before YouTube videos, and I go much more into detail over there, okay? But he put this out. It's a bit of an iceberg, right? If you have a look at who Render is connected with, this is his parent company here, it goes deeper than the obvious, right? Deeper than the recent partnership with Stability, Nvidia, Apple possibly here, Microsoft, we saw it moments ago. But again, it gets a lot deeper, okay? So you guys want to definitely look at Render if you're not currently looking at it. Not to mention, it does have a recently announced and recently launched Burn Mint Equilibrium, which basically allows people to use the Render network, pay in stable coins or US dollars, and then have that burnt, okay, so transferred into Render, and Render is burnt, and then they get back a new Render token, which pretty much can only be used within the Render network itself, so it incentivizes them to want to keep using the Render network. The whole model's genius. I've made many videos on Render touching on this. I literally explained the process here. You won't find that anywhere else, okay? I just want to make sure you guys understand what you're investing in here and the huge potential, even on some of the large market caps in this space. I mean, guys, like I said before, 39 billion market cap, and that's including some of the not really AI coins comparative to just one AI stock. It's just, gains are coming. Are you going to be ready for them, or are you just going to be sitting back and just hoping for the best? You can make that decision yourself. Thanks so much. I'll talk to you all soon. Take good care. Bye.